So how is everybody in chat tonight? Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean for everybody to be... There we go. I just wanted to make sure we were streaming. There we go. So how's everybody tonight?
Oh, hey, I'm doing okay, squarely okay. I can't find that one brain slug emoji that I usually find. I usually do like the brain slug and the party hat, and I can't find the damn thing. I found the party hat.
I'm not one for the emotes myself.
Usually I'm not either, but there's the brains. Oh, here it is. I found it. There we go. Party hat, brain slug.
Well, I myself am doing all right.
So I think with awkward introductions out of the way, thank you guys for joining Bad Fanfiction Theater. I'm Caleb.
I'm Moosejaw.
And I'm Jaiden.
And we are going to be continuing to read the Universal Conflict story from last night. Now, I accidentally deleted because we were talking about weird stuff. Well, not really weird stuff, but like people with ears. People with ears. And
Just ears. Lots of ears. More ears. Not enough.
Ear Arcus is supreme.
every time you draw me, you draw a cat with human ears.
Kassie, you like cats, so you can just take care of all the cats with the weird ears.
Jason has to get along with them, though.
Well, maybe it'll be a mark of superiority that he has the natural ears.
Right.
What do you think, Jason? Do you agree with that? She doesn't care. She's asleep. But we're going to go back and finish off the Universal Conflict. I don't think I posted that in the Twitch chat. I think I just posted it in Discord, so let me remedy that.
I can post it if you'd like.
I just did.
Alright.
And now they all have the option of being involved in this for whatever reason, or no reason at all.
Yeah, you guys can read it on your own or watch it on the screen. Hopefully it's readable on screen. I have no idea.
Currently, the screen is watching an ad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I see it on my screen, but I'm done with my ad, thankfully.
All right. So to catch Hushicho up, we started the Steven Universe crossover story, and so far we have some weird thing crossed over with Necromorphs, crossed over with StarCraft, crossed over with Skylanders.
You want the full list? I got the full list right here if you'd like.
Did you write this down or did you just look it up?
No, it's actually on this author's a fanfiction.net bio page, and I can confirm that this is a long-running series. Almost every single one of this author's 49 stories are a part of this singular universe.
Good God.
Yeah, I had no idea when I started this. I forget, somebody just recommended this one, and so I went with it, and I went, yeah, we can do that.
Well, take a look at this. So this author joined in 2014, and they last updated the profile 2018. This story was published at some point in 2014, meaning it was one of the earliest of this series of stories. Let me just here's the list of everything included, and afterwards I'll point out what the author did not include in this group. So we got author has written 49 stories for Alien/Predator, Dead Space, Transformers, Godzilla, Pacific Rim, World War Z, Phineas and Ferb, game crossovers, Dragon Ball Z, Team Fortress 2, Steven Universe, Kung Fu Panda, Kim Possible, StarCraft, Jurassic Park, Ruby, but spelled with a W instead of a U.
Yeah, that's a series. It's meant to be spelled like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that existed. Nightmare on Elm Street, Adventure Time with Finn and Jake, Gravity Falls, Randy Cunningham 9th Grade Ninja, Five Nights at Freddy's, Big Hero 6, Evolve, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and Destiny. And what the author did not include was Skylanders. Oh, also Halo.
Man, they have a certain couple of brands, I
quite a few of these do show up in this particular story, but nowhere near like half of them. I just personally find it crazy that the majority, like 44, I think, of this author's 49 stories are from this same collective universe, and it's just a marvel that you'll have to see for yourself.
So I will reread the summary of this particular one and then try to recount what happened up to this point. Universal Conflict by Elective Cross 02. Evil Stephen and Empress Mabel are back after resurrecting Ferb with a mix-up of the Mercer virus and the Necromorph virus. The three are on a hunt to find every villain they could possibly think of. The Crystal Gems, Dipper, who Caleb keeps calling Dripper, Isaac Clarke, and Phineas are after every good guy against the bad guys. This will be a story that you can help write. Just give me something to add to it. Okay.
Gay it up. Gay it up. All the gay. Come on, let's go for it.
So, to summarize what has happened now, we have Evil Stephen with whoever Empress Mabel is. They are aboard a ship called the Nemesis, I'm guessing from Star Trek.
Oh, I'm sorry, we gotta add Star Trek to that list.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if it's Star Trek, but yeah. Anyway, he has under his control the Decepticons and the Necromorphs. So, literally, Megatron is his bitch, which doesn't make any sense, but okay. He has killed everybody in Skyland, with the exception of a mole that they know.
Well,
and
I was actually able to confirm that the mole is a character in Skylanders.
He is? Okay. And they added the main baddie of Skylanders to their arsenal. And then they went to talk to a bunch of evil aliens. Like, basically that's what they're doing. They're traveling from world to world, just picking up, like, more characters that were just kind of like, here's some more characters. Now we're going to go to this place and give you more characters. Go to this place now, giving you more characters. So you don't really know, like, who's doing what. You're just kind of like, okay, there's a bunch of more dudes, I guess. They're amassing an army of evil dudes. So the good guys, who are actually predators, because the bad guys have xenomorphs, the predator people are going from world to world in the bad guys' wake and getting all the supposedly good guys to join their army. So that, I guess in the end, at the end of this story or in the next fic that this person wrote, there's going to be this massive war, I guess. And that's where we are.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Did you mention that Steven Universe slaughtered the Skylanders brutally?
Yes. Well, I said
sorry.
he killed them. I don't know if I said brutally.
Oh, well, he eviscerated someone with a gunshot.
Yeah, apparently he's like a cyborg now.
Yeah, it makes sense. Trust me, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I guess we're just
If you
gonna
say
go
it
with
enough
it.
times, it makes sense.
Yes. We're just going with it, as most things when it comes to bad fanfiction theater. So, I read last. Jaiden, did you want to read next and then let Hushi go, or Hushi, do you want to start and then Jaiden goes?
God, no, I don't want to start.
Okay.
Anybody.
All right, I'm good starting.
All right. Go
This will
ahead
be a
with
blast.
chapter 5, good sir.
Cracking my vocal knuckles right here. Chapter 5. The Nemesis flew to the force of a massive alien fleet, full of transports known as Phantoms, carriers known as Corvettes, a small flyer fighters known as Banshees. Small flyer fighters known as Banshees. There's no A there. And a massive super Corvette as the leader. Stephen, open a line of communication to the Prophet of Regret. A hologram of an old alien in a floating chair appeared. The Prophet of Regret. Who are you and why are you here? I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna pretend that Prophet of Regret is like
Oh
70 or
my
something.
god! Why are you
Pretty much. That's what I was trying to imitate. Steven. I am Steven Universe, as you can tell by my husky voice. And we are currently on an expedition to gather every evil in this current known universe.
This
that
current known
self-aware.
one.
Prophet of Regret. And you come seeking help from the Covenant? You believe we are evil? Stephen, well, you do want the end of humanity, same as us. Prophet of Regret. By the way, I should mention to anyone listening and not reading along, I'm announcing the names because this is written like a script. Prophet of Regret. That makes us evil? I didn't know that. Stephen, from a certain standpoint, yes. Prophet of Regret. And why would we assist you? Stephen, because I can get you what you want. Prophet of Regret. Yeah, we don't need your help, Sonny, and you won't get our assistance.
I'm sugar of gems and all the cosmic hoo-ha and everything else, the hula hoops and rock and roll. By
Get
the way,
out of here with your metal and your gun schmoozits.
what's our pattern? Like, when do we switch off so I can be ready?
Oh,
We're doing it chapter by chapter, apparently.
Oh, okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
The transmission closed. Ferb. And now what do? We needed the air superiority.
She's like, no, Ferb's like a mixture of Boris and Natasha and someone from the Celtic land. And I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Last night I was doing like a Soviet accent, but I just decided to change it up a bit.
I adore it.
Steven, yes, we need to find something else. I've got it. Have you ever heard of a planet called Requiem? Okay, epic title for a planet name. Ferb. I'm going back to Soviet. Yeah, but I'm just gonna wing it. An ancient hollow forerunner planet. Mabel. What do you want from the planet? Yeah, I'm making her Scottish or something.
What the fuck do you want from it? God damn it.
Eat your haggis, Sonny, and tell me in the morning when you're
Why are
not
you fucking
drunk.
with me? Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my family. Don't fuck with my dad. Above all, he'll kick your fucking ass.
Don't make me come after you. Stephen. Megatron. Set course for Requiem. Megatron. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You're like Megatron would ever say, yes, sir. Steven Universe.
Right? I complained about this earlier. I'm like, this seems so wrong. Like, Megatron would fucking never, ever.
Well, unless Steven Universe is also Unicron.
Yeah, but he would be Galvatron at this point.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. If you say it enough, it becomes true. The Nemesis aimed in hyperdrive for Requiem, the Forerunner planet. On board the Predator ship, the group had noticed Stephen's failure to obtain the power of the Covenant. Dipper. Now where is he going? Wolf. He's headed to an Ipoloch system. Dipper. Why would he go there? There's nothing there except... His eyes suddenly went wide. Dipper. Requiem. Zeratol. Oh yeah, this was a character. I forgot he existed.
Who or what is Zeratul?
A dude.
Someone.
A dude.
guess.
Someone.
Remember, we're going from place to place picking up people, and we just keep adding to the cast, but we don't really know who any of these people are. They have no personality.
I think Zeratol was supposed to be like in charge of the hive mind of whoever was recruited last chapter.
Procrast, Protoss, something.
Something like that. The rivals to the Protoss. This is Star. I think this is a Star Trek. A Starcraft character. I've never played, so I can't confirm. But
Yeah, I've not played that. This is where one of my housemates would come really in handy, because he's actually played that.
what is this Requiem, Hugo? And why is it so bad? Dipper. Wolf, get us to Requiem now. We have to stop Steven. Wolf. I forgot the voice I used. Oh well. Activating afterburners. Rerouting all power to thrusters. Arf arf.
Arf arf, woof woof. Yeah.
Give me a sheep. I need food.
Yeah, I wish I could have a sheet. I wish I had
Star
a sheet
Fox.
to give right now.
Star Fox, I can't let you do that.
Can't let you do that, Dave.
Whoa, dude. What's on Requiem? Dipper, it's not on Requiem Amethyst. It's in Requiem. Pearl. I'm sorry. In.
Sorry, I've been smoking a lot lately.
I can do the next character. I could use my smoker voice. Don't worry. Dipper, Requiem is a hollow planet, and inside its core is a dangerous enemy. Artanis. How dangerous? Who is in Requiem?
Hey, Holly!
That's the perfect.
I should have used it on a more prevalent. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch it to a more prevalent character because I love that voice. Dipper, have any of you heard of a race of aliens called Forerunners? Everyone. Forerunners?
You know, I've been watching a lot of Dingo Doodle since she recently updated her stories with a new video a few days ago. And every time I see Forerunners, I immediately go and think of Four Claimers instead, which are the techno elves of their campaign. And so my mind is just thinking, oh, they're like technologically advanced elves with power crystals. Okay.
Oh, see, I just think of Maze Runner when I think of this.
I have not read that, but I do have the book.
Oh, it's a great series. Anyway, Dipper, they were at war with the humans, and one of them built a weapon known as the Composer. Oh wow, so scary, this Composer. This weapon can transform humans into Forerunner soldiers called Prometheans.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess we're transforming people to alien species now.
Weren't they supposed to be the ancestors of humans according to aliens?
I don't know, could be. I'm unfamiliar with the series.
Hmm.
Well, I guess in that case, it's reverting humanity evolution-wise.
Yeah,
which...
to a supposedly superior race, possibly.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, checkmate, Darwin.
Check and mate. Match. Game, set, and match. Oh.
Huh, take that for your award, asshole.
Yeah, you aren't dominating biology and evolution now, are ya? This Forerunner is forever known as the Didact. All right.
Wait, I thought they were... Wait, what? Huh? Okay, wait, they built a weapon known as the Composer. It can turn people into Prometheans.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently this is a he?
And this Forerunner is the Didact, who I must assume is some sort of teacher of some kind, or else they wouldn't have called him that, but...
So, wait, but see, I'm confused. So, is the Composer a Didact? Or is he a Forerunner?
Well,
Are they all just Forerunners?
Well, the weapon is supposed to be the Composer, unless we're talking a living weapon.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, oh, so it actually has a name. It's called a Didact.
I mean, which do you think is more believable? A living being capable of reverting evolution, or a machine that could do it?
Neither, honestly.
Good point. Given science fiction, though, I'm more apt to believe it's a non-living machine.
I mean, depending on the series and the story you're going for, either one is possible within a fantasy setting. I've seen, like, the equivalent of both, but I'm just confused as to... Because, Composer makes Prometheans. He grew power-hungry and dangerous, so I'm assuming the Composer.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, he was soon imprisoned at the core of the planet Requiem. This Forerunner, who I have to assume is the Composer, is forever known as the Didact. So I guess maybe he just stopped being referred to as the composer and is now the didact.
Which really, they could have saved a lot of time by just saying
Didact.
one of them. Yeah, like he's at the core of the planet. He's imprisoned. He's the didact.
That aside, I'm sure the author intended to mean the person who built the weapon was the one who grew power hungry.
I guess.
I mean, the way it looks, yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure you're right, actually.
This is a remarkably clunky crossover to begin with.
The places we have gone.
And we have not been to yet.
Oh, fair enough.
It's still probably better than the film Prometheus.
Let me tell you, I can't lie. I looked ahead to the end of this chapter and the places that we have yet to go.
Well,
such sights to show you.
They're not good ones.
We could show you the world, you just won't like it.
Yeah,
I will show you the world.
That's a Hellraiser quote for a reason.
Yeah. I should rewatch that series. That's been a long time.
Oh, I love the second one. The second one, I think, is the best one.
We may as well continue. I'm sure people are chomping at the bits to hear the rest of this riveting action scene.
They're probably wanting me to try and sing the rest of The Whole New World, which I barely remember any of the lyrics to.
New world, a dazzling place I never knew.
Yeah.
Let's get a copyright strike.
That's the only lyrics I remember.
Something, the world with you.
Yeah, be like Cartman. Every time he swore or something, he got shocked, or I forget what that was about.
We'll cut to the scene from Aladdin, but it's just like we've photoshopped in like a face of like Dipper Pines from Gravity Falls and every single on Aladdin, and then we've got like Phineas from Phineas and Ferb on Jasmine.
You know, I wonder if we're going to go through all this and like the pig from Gravity Falls is going to turn out to be the major villain, or maybe like the major hero or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know for certain, but given that this is an extended universe, I'm sure the pig had a prominent role in the beginning of this series at the minimum. Garnet, the didact, Dipper. If they try and release him, they'll gain control of the Prometheans and the Covenant. We can't let that happen.
Wait, and the Covenant?
Yep, from Halo.
But didn't wait, hold on. I'm confused. Hold on.
It makes sense.
Yeah, he failed to obtain the power of the Covenant. So then, how would getting this dude make the Covenant want to follow them when the Covenant just told him to fuck off?
Well, I think what it's trying to say is if their enemies, the good guys, try and release him, there's no reason to assume that's what he's referring to.
Well, they don't even see themselves as bad guys. So I don't see how this didact dude is going to convince them one way or the other unless they're just afraid of death.
Maybe it's just like they're humoring him. They're along for the journey just to see how far the guy can get.
Nobody mentioned the war. I mentioned it once or twice, but I think I got away with it.
Okay, guys. How's everything going in chat? Because are you guys as confused as I am?
Fair enough.
Nobody's talking in chat. Okay, that's fair. I understand.
They're probably all just stunned and not sure where to look.
Everybody went, oh, it's those guys. I don't give a shit. I turned it off, and they'll come back around midnight to see what the Midnight Ride's up to.
I'm just gonna assume they're all spellbound.
Like, oh my god, please talk more about inane shit that barely belongs in this conversation.
What a cover of that world record song.
You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby.
Baby, right round.
You know, that is the most slight tangent here. That is the most stupid music video ever. I like the song, and it sounds good, but like the only person doing anything is the main guy, and everybody else is just kind of standing there like they could give a shit less if they're there. Yeah, you spin me right around the...
Yeah, he's really the only one that sells it. Everybody else is just like, oh, whatever.
Maybe we can apply the logic I was joking about earlier. Maybe they're there just to wait and see how long it takes the main person to trip. It's like, hey, I hear this one guy's gonna be doing a musical. You want to see how long it takes him to slip up? I bet you $5 he messes up in the first 20 minutes.
So how many takes are we gonna have to do? How many takes? Just how many?
More than you'd believe.
We have like no budget. We rented this barn for an afternoon. We're gonna use the fucking barn for the afternoon. We're gonna shoot 3 videos.
If it's not perfect, it isn't good enough.
We're gonna have so many music videos in this goddamn barn. You're not gonna want to see a barn ever again.
There's no such thing as editing in post.
You know, we always say we'll fix it in post, and we never do. I was on a podcast years ago, and it became a running gag because no one ever fixed it in post. We always said we'll fix it in post, and no one ever did. Not a single bit of editing was ever done.
Phineas, so you're saying he plans to unleash a 1,000-year-old super alien from imprisonment at the core of a hollow planet?
How do you know it's been 1,000 years? You didn't even fucking know anything about this guy.
Because moose and squirrel.
Moose and
It
squirrel.
makes sense. It makes sense. Trust.
Moose and squirrel. Did you ever see that live-action movie we did? It's called Boris and Natasha. Kayla bones it because she liked it.
It was great.
Very confusing.
Let us keep going, comrade. Dipper. Yes. Wolf. We're here. Steven's already here. Okay. Dipper. Wait.
Arf.
Yeah, I guess.
We're here. Steven's here. When we know this because we went after his ass.
Like,
back off.
This is the problem.
Get out here, mailman.
Hit him with some newspaper.
With writing it like a script. Because it's just a bunch of people talking things to death. Occasionally there's a line where they actually fucking do anything. But most of it's just people talking.
Yeah, I mean, you have to infer that people are doing stuff despite them just standing there and expositioning.
Like, you know, like they could be sitting there taking a shit on different toilets that just happen to be in the same room. Like, who knows?
They're on their cell phones while they're taking their poops. And just like
say, expositioning is winning.
You know, I have ice cream in the freezer. I could be enjoying that right now.
Man, I have ice cream and like this wonderful.
It's cookies and cream.
Oh,
Man, I have vanilla frozen yogurt I could be enjoying.
Oh, that sounds good too. I have some frozen fruit.
And we've been making fruit leather with this dehydrator we got. So we've got these wonderful mixtures of fruit that I could just easily put on top of the ice cream, which sounds really good right about now.
I can imagine. Get us down there now. Hurry. Zeratul, wait. I sense a pylon power source near that planet. Artanis and I can warp us to that core right now. Zeratul and Artanis held their hands to their minds. Not their brains or heads, their minds. The non-physical part. And Dipper, Phineas, Isaac, and the gems were engulfed in an energy field. All of them, including Zeratul and Artanis.
Well, no shit! If they don't go, how are you doing this?
The quickest way of disposing of people you don't want to talk with.
I've decided I'm going to change my pen name to Art Ennis.
Oh my. We're warped right into the planet Requiem. That's quite the pen name there.
Yes, I am the very famous man-on-man author known as Requiem. Uranus Requiem, to be precise.
Oh no.
Somebody's going to do that, and it's going to be all thanks to us.
Not like we're requesting royalties, but like, just let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah, $50 a day should be good. Maybe more, depending on how successful you are.
Well, we have expenses. We have to work that in as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a good idea. It's the account's gonna last for years, so like we gotta take into account the length that this idea will be put into use, like a long-term contract almost.
Anybody coming into the stream is just like, who the fuck are these people? What are they?
We're talking about stuff you wouldn't understand. It's very important.
What's this about pen names? I thought this was a story.
Did you say art anus?
What's this about royalties? Contracts?
Uranus Requiem? What?
I thought this was a Steven Universe story.
So did I, my friend, so did I.
Inside, they saw Steven and Mabel both approaching a giant orb with orange markings. I mean, I guess, sure, you're teleported just that close coincidentally. Makes sense. Garnet. Shh. They don't know we're here yet. Let's see if we can sneak up on them. I'm glad you... Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. The gems drew their weapons, Garnet her gauntlets, Pearl her spear, and Amethyst her whip. They got close to Steven and leapt into the air, preparing to crash down on him. Okay, I'm not too familiar with the series, but isn't he like their adoptive kid?
He's like a pet from everything I've seen. I don't know how he's such a badass suddenly.
Yeah, he's supposed to... From what I understand, he's like half Jim. So he's technically of their race.
But he's also a cyborg now.
Yeah.
And
evil.
Xenomorph, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, somehow him and Mabel have the Ouroboros thing going on, but they can still retain a human form. Makes no sense, but alright.
Well, you just gotta say it more. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. And now it makes sense.
Okay. It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. He whipped around and kicked them all back. Steven. I should have known you'd be here. How are you able to follow me here?
Tracking devices, dumbass!
I have connections to spaceship pilots.
Oh shit!
Amethyst. How do you even know we're behind you, dude?
Because you teleported right there! You teleported right there!
And Garnet, the Exposition Whisperer, said that they don't know they're there. So, like, is the Exposition Whisperer wrong?
Presumably.
Maybe she's like a prophet of false truths.
Yeah, she's like Cassandra, except she's wrong all the time, but people believe her for some reason. It's like opposite Cassandra.
I am the prophet of Delphus. You may know of my cousin, the Oracle of Delphi, but we don't get along, mostly because she's right more than I am.
And she's high all the time. All the time.
Don't go there. I promise you. I know what I'm talking about. Steven, my girlfriend's a xenomorph empress.
No,
of
she's
course.
not. They don't have empresses.
Of
Fuck
course,
you,
we saw you
Steven.
before you saw us.
I thought there were empresses in Aliens. They were higher ranked than the queens.
Well,
I've never heard of it if there are, but then again, there's a whole lot of extended universe garbage in that.
Yeah, I didn't say it was good. I just said I thought there was empresses. Or an empress.
Well, we also have to entertain that maybe that was a creative liberty this author took.
Yeah, it probably was. Probably was.
In one of the 13 stories in this extended universe before this story, Mabel from Gravity Falls, who is not even 18 years old, conquers a race of aliens and becomes their empress.
Yeah,
And also, I suppose, becomes one of them.
Like, I'm thinking that's not very in character for Mabel Pines. Just speaking as so, I hadn't watched the entire series, but I watched the first couple of seasons. I'm not seeing it as being an organic progression of that story. But maybe that's just me being a picky bitch. Probably just me being picky.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
It
I'm gonna
just makes sense.
I'm gonna keep falling back to that one. It just makes sense.
Sense it makes.
Indeed. Of course we saw you before you saw us.
Okay, no, that doesn't make any sense. Because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who knows more about aliens than I do, because I'm gonna admit I don't know a whole lot. I just like watching the movies that I haven't seen in probably 15, 20 years. The aliens, I don't think, had like superior sight or anything. They just, if you attracted their attention, then they went to investigate, and that was it. I don't think they had superior sight or senses in that regard. I hit the mic, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe they have eyes on, like, the back of their head, literally.
No.
They're kind of a hive mind, and they do have some ability to perceive certain things, like, I think, deepness signatures and stuff like that, but it's like, his girlfriend, the Xenomorph Empress, he says, but, like, Xenomorphs are pretty noticeable. And that's not an, of course we saw you, that's a, somehow we saw you before you saw us. Especially with the Xenomorph's proclivity for procreating. There's always, like, a massive wave of, like, practically liquid.
Oh
Just
my
a
God,
wave of them.
I figured it out. When they showed up, they teleported, right? And they immediately saw these guys. So either Steven is bluffing, or they just have extrasensory, and they were keeping an eye on them from afar this whole time.
Probably more likely than anything, then.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he figured out how to eviscerate someone with a gunshot, so I'm not putting it past him.
Fair.
I still don't even know how you do that. Amethyst. Oh, come on, man. 3 lasers aimed down at Steven.
From where?
Somewhere.
Her breasts.
Maybe, but there's 3 lasers.
There's 3 breasts.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing you on that point. Phineas, don't move. Don't move. Steven, you might want to look behind you, triangle head. Oh, burn. Someone bring the ambulance. That was a 3rd-degree burn. Phineas.
Call the ambulance, but I'm not the one who's going to be needing it.
Yeah, like a full floor. Something crashed into him and tackled him to the floor.
Something.
Steven.
Don't tell us anything about it.
Oh, we don't know what it was. It was just something. I warned you. The figure picked up Phineas with ease and forced him into a wall. Phineas regained his vision and saw what was attacking him. Phineas. Ferb. Hello, brother. Did you miss me? His hand morphed into a bright orange red. Gotta keep special attention to that hyphen there. Into bright orange red glowing appendages that turned into a massive blade. So his hand became several limbs.
So, like the monsters, the Las Plagas in Resident Evil 4, but they glow.
It makes sense.
Okay.
That's going to be a joke forever, and nobody else is going to know why.
Ferb, like the new parallels. I got them when Stephen brought me from the dead.
He brought you from dead.
Yeah, not necessarily brought him back. He just brought him. The dead is it's a new. It's a joint down the street.
He did a Hercules where he dived down into Hades in the movie and pulled, I forget what her name was, but pulled her back out.
Oh, Megara or something like that.
Megara,
Disney's Hercules, right?
Yeah. That's what happened.
Man, Ferb is real good on misinformation. Now I will enact my revenge on you. He prepared to impale Phineas with the blade when it was stopped by a spear.
Because this would just happen. Like, we would go specifically straight from the way that they are in the actual series to willing to murder each other.
Well,
upon sight.
There's that, the psychological ramifications of that, but I'm more interested in how the heck a spear stopped a sword that's like, it's got the mobility of his arm. It's not limited by it's being held, it's legitimately his arm. So how did a spear counter that?
Very carefully, I should imagine.
Yeah, that's a good enough answer. I'll accept it. Pearl threw his arm up and knocked him away with the blunt end of her spear. Phineas picked himself up from the ground. Phineas, don't hurt him. He's my brother. The gem surrounded Ferb. I almost read that as Freb for a second there. But Stephen and Mabel jumped in front of them. Stephen, you open the Didact's chamber. Mabel, we will deal with them. Ferb jumped over to the massive chamber of the Didact, and or however you guys were pronouncing it, I completely forgot.
It's usually Didact, I think, but I'm sure you can pronounce it Didact. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
They did
Nothing
act.
fucking matters.
They did
yeah.
act. They did
Did
act.
they really, though? Did they really? Have they not been expositioning?
Okay, so they haven't been acting, they've just been talking constantly. They are not
guess-
men of action.
A more accurate title would be The Didn't Act.
Like the diddle yourself, like the diddle act.
The diddler! It makes a return!
Oh,
Poor
no.
Colin Mocker.
Oh, no. Massive chamber of the Didactum began working with the wiring. Stephen attacked the crystal gems, while Mabel attacked Zeratul, Artanis, and Dipper. Garnet, we can't let you unleash the Didact. Stephen, try and stop me. Garnet jumped up. Nah, you can't get me.
Does this bug you? I'm not touching you. Does this bug you? Does this bug you?
I'm not touching you!
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Meanwhile, the chat is just empty. It's like, no, fuck you. Fuck
Touching
you.
me. No, I'm not.
Mom!
Mom!
I will pull
Everybody
this car
shut
over.
up! You don't need a Happy Meal!
I'm gonna turn this stupid story around. Go back to chapter 1 and the intro.
Oh, no. Please, no. Anything but that.
It's in my all over again!
Not quite.
No, but it's gonna try.
Oh, let's hope not. At least it wasn't an hour-long prologue. Or, I'm sorry, hours-long author's note. So, at least there's that difference.
Yes.
For people looking for context, the folks at Bad Fanfiction Theater here did a series called My Inner Life.
Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah, it's, honestly, depending on who you ask, really, like, the worst thing ever, but also the best thing ever. And I'm one of those people who puts up that video, listens to the whole series, which is notably several hours long.
Cut down, in fact, from recording. You remember that Hushicho? We did 10 hours of recording just to try and get it done, and we still didn't finish.
I'm amazed that you have to ask if I remember that.
We stayed up we started like, 10 at night? I think we ended at noon.
That story was cursed. And we worked so hard. I remember that last part. I remember the last part when we were just going to finish the fucking thing. And then something went wrong with the recordings there, and we tried to do it again. We hated the story so much that we got so dark in our jokes.
Yeah, and so then we were just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm working with bad audio, and that's just how that's gonna be.
Yeah, I remember like after we recorded that, we were trying to do like a redo of one of the finishing chapters, and I came to you later, I was just like, we can't put this up.
No, I was listening. I'm like, no, it's too dry. We're too dark. We really, that's not the kind of content I want for my show.
Yeah.
Well, to anyone worried about spoilers for Legend of Zelda, if you're interested in looking into it, you'll be fine. Don't worry. There's no spoilers of anything. If anything, canon is wrong. Like the author's canon is incorrect. So you'll be fine if you want to look into it, and I heavily recommend you do.
Well, thank you for the plug.
Very much. Thank
But of course, it's like a favorite of mine on the channel.
You are a braver person than I am, I have to say. Someone in the server, I found them saying it last night, and I was just like, oh, you poor poor thing. Like, you bold soldier, you are too precious for this world.
No, I'm not brave enough to go read that on my own. There's a certain distinction between there.
Yes, we suffered, so you didn't have to.
I suppose, long-winded plug aside, try and stop me. Nah, 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 nah. Garnet jumped up and aimed a punch at Steven's face, but he quickly blocked the punch. No, he quickly blocked and punched her back. Pearl leapt up to do a spear attack, just a spear attack. And Steven dodged to the side, slamming her into the floor. I mean, I guess his action of dodging is what slammed her. I
She
suppose.
slammed herself into the floor.
Amethyst charged straight at him, only to get kicked back. Strong kid. Steven, this is hopeless. You can never defeat me. You want to star there?
Seriously,
Dipper?
I'm pretty sure I can defeat this kid in my sleep. Like, there is no way. I'm sorry, just like, drop kick the bitch. He's not that big.
Well, I mean,
Well, let's see. He is like a xenomorph now, on top of
a cyborg.
a cyborg /
With an-
Edward Elric ripoff.
With an evisceration gun.
Yeah, he's got like lasers and can turn his hand into a knife.
And I guess
Boy.
all of the Decepticons bow to him.
Like, all we need is Linda Hamilton, frankly. All we need is Linda Hamilton with, like, a shotgun. Which is probably what we should have, really.
I don't know who that is.
I have to regret that I also don't know who that is.
She is a badass actress who happens to be, Sarah Connor in the Terminator series.
Okay. Alright. Okay. See, that's the thing with me. I don't know people by their actual names. I just know them by their roles. So, like, the guy who played Angel, he's Angel. And I'm like, oh yeah, he was in that other movie that was really good. But I can't think of what the title of it is right now. I think it was called Valentine's Day. Generic title, I know, but it's actually a pretty good movie.
Well, I mean, to that point, like, it took me 12 movies he was in to recognize Dwayne Johnson. That was his name.
Yeah, well, he went by The Rock for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had no idea who he was. I couldn't get it until, like, I'm like, I've seen this guy in so many movies. What is he called? So look it up. Oh, how don't I know that? I've heard people talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. How did I know that's what he looked like? Oh, the places this story makes us go.
I think we're on as many tangents as my inner life. I made a joke, but
Oh my
I'm
God.
having
This is
some
really bad,
flashbacks.
You're not wrong.
Like, there's nothing to it. It's stupid from the get-go. Like, everything I recognize is completely wrong in this.
All right,
So
here's
I
a
can only
sentence. Here's a
imagine.
tangent.
Right.
Would you like a side of a sentence with your tangent?
I would like to
We can add a little salt on it.
a little salty tangent.
Dipper jumped through the air and landed behind Mabel, throwing a shuriken that he suddenly has to cut up Mabel's body. A single shuriken, yeah. Okay, makes sense. Zeratul and Artanis drew their blades and jumped up to attack Mabel's body. Is she on a raised platform? Are they just really short? Oh well. She smacked the two away with a tail swipe and knocked Dipper back with a single backhand, despite, the shuriken that was probably lodged in her back or something.
You're right.
Fur was amidst breaking out the thesaurus here, author. Unlocking the didact when a plasma cutter pressed against his head. Boom, dead, I guess. Isaac, step away from the Forerunner. Ferb held his hands in the air and suddenly whipped around, knocking Isaac off his feet, and then slammed him into the floor. I'm assuming suddenly whipping around while someone's holding like a cutting device would have removed his ear or something like that.
Probably would have removed the top part of his head, I would imagine, if
Yeah,
it was pressed against his
Probably.
head.
Yeah, considering how the weapon works, so.
Alright, so should we just assume that he's just got the lower half of his skull and nothing else on top?
Well, I mean, technically in necromorphs, you have to, like, divvy up their body parts in order to kill them. So,
What
I
the
mean,
hell is this necromorph stuff? Like, what's this from?
a Dead Space.
Okay.
Only thing I can say to that is, it makes sense.
Yes.
That's so much funnier than it should ever be, but it is.
Welcome to the BFFT.
The gems grew to Steven's size. Did they shrink, or is he massive?
Why would he be big? Why would he be bigger than they are?
I
think
don't know.
Be the best
You know what?
The best explanation for anything.
Makes sense. It applies to everything. Just say it enough. You'll convince your own mind eventually. The gems grew to Steven's size. I guess they're midgets now, as they attacked him. Steven knocked Pearl and Amethyst back, then overpowered and pinned Garnet to the floor.
Boy, you really like dropping people to the floor, author.
I guess so.
Get on the floor.
Steven, humans don't deserve to live.
They're not humans. They're gemstones.
Like, are there any humans involved in this? Like, any average
Isaac.
normal humans?
Isaac.
Phineas.
Who is Isaac?
He's the main guy from Dead Space. He's the one with the plasma cutter.
Well,
The only
there's
Isaac
There's Phineas, but that's the only normal human that I recognize here.
Okay, but I mean, even he is extraordinary, because he has all these extraordinary adventures and experiences.
Which I should mention, by the way, he's shown up multiple times so far in this chapter alone. Not a single invention has shown up. Spoiler alert, the past 4 chapters, not a single invention of his has shown up. So I think he's just there in name, honestly.
In name only.
Since his main gig isn't there.
Isn't everybody just in name only?
True.
I mean, I guess you have a point. They're literally here in name. It's a script.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all that's there.
Humans don't deserve to live. Garnet, they deserve to choose for themselves. Steven, then you will die with them. Well, at least he knows that they're not humans. Good on him.
Well, he should know, considering he is also half gemstone.
He should know. He should be more familiar than he seems to be with his own source material.
Well, see, the way I figure it is he became a xenomorph somehow, I think. So the xenomorph is now taking over his brain, right? And so, like, he only knows xenomorph now. He is xenomorph. There is no Steven.
Don't bring Zul into it. Zul
Are
deserves
you a
better.
god?
Might be. He threw Garnet far away. Yeah, he just does it. His hand's beginning to shift around.
The
very
field, her
descriptive.
body, the air.
Well, he threw her far away. The way I picture it is he's just looking down his hands and he's rotating so the palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down. Steven, join them in extinction. He clapped his hands together and formed them into a single energy gun. That's right.
So
Bionic
wait,
guns.
he produced a Kamehameha?
Well, no, it's a gun.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
with
a
his
biological
hands.
Gun.
But with his hands. So he has a plasma launcher.
May as well. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's how he eviscerated that one person, or that one Skylander with his energy.
Plasma
something or
cannon
another.
thing.
Yeah, his plasma cannon. Yeah, well, now it does make sense, but even without saying it. He fired it at Garnet, who reflected it back at him with her gauntlets, and he whipped around to fire it at Pearl. So he... Wait.
We also
he
like
catch it?
whipping around a lot, too.
And
Wait, no, did he catch... Did he catch whatever he shot?
He fired it
It's like...
at Garnet,
And-
who reflected it back at him with her gauntlets. And
And he
he
whipped it.
probably should have expected, since he should know her.
He whipped around to fire. I guess he dodged it, because it says
But
he
then how
whipped.
would he
He whipped
fire?
around to fire at Pearl.
Oh, but it says to fire it at Pearl, so my conclusion
Oh.
is that he's firing that same blast. Guy's got good aim, I guess, to catch it. Sending her crashing back. He kicked Amethyst in the gut and dashed at Garnet to knock them all out. I guess they function under a hive mind. If Garnet goes out, they're all down. Mabel grabbed Dipper in a tail coil, which I assume he now has a tail, maybe, and slammed him into the floor repeatedly while scratching and clawing at Artanis and Zeratul. But how many arms does she have?
Well, but queens are pretty badass. So
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
an empress would be even more badass.
He's probably got like 6 arms or something like that.
It's probably what whoever wrote this imagined. whether or not they actually exist.
Yeah, fair enough. It makes sense. Well, when all three were unconscious, Mabel released them. Yeah, you scratch someone and claw at them enough and they'll go unconscious.
If they're unconscious, just kill these guys. They're your enemies. Just murder them now. You don't have to worry about them later.
Oh, but we can't do that. There's 3 more chapters to go. We need them alive for plot reasons. Or whatever plot there is here. Ferb had finished with the wiring and the large glowing orb began to open. Inside was an ancient alien.
Which we knew that. We knew this.
Yeah, I love how we have very little action overall, and some of the things that we get are just shit we already knew.
It's just exposition.
Yeah.
Exposition, the story.
Like, good God. This is so inept.
We're nearing the end of this chapter, so I want to hurry up before I've taken up too much time.
It's too late for that. It's too late for all of us. All of us.
Fair enough. Inside was an ancient alien with a strange mix of human and alien
We
characteristics.
knew this.
Stephen, the didact.
No shit.
You're calling this person by the? Wow, way to dehumanize him.
It's also, we have learned, a title that was given to this person by someone else. It is just as ridiculous as if someone called you Mr. Von Doom or something. You know, like, you would not call them the Mr. Von Doom to their face, obviously.
You meet Captain Crunch from the cereal in real life, you just call him Mr. Captain. That's what this is.
You call him Captain Crunch. He didn't slave in the ranks for years to be called Mr. Crunch.
Ironic that you guys are talking about double titles here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Didact. You set me free. Why? Steven. I am Steven Universe, and I seek your power, not as a servant, like Megatron, but as an ally. Didact. Ally. For what purpose? Steven. The destruction and composition... And composition?
You're gonna...
Of all of humanity?
You're turning us into a story?
I interpreted that as... You're destroying humanity and then reanimating them as a live opera?
He's composing us into something greater and better.
I'm just sort of trying to figure it all out. I don't even think there's any sense to be made of it.
It makes sense.
Yes. Yes, if you think it has no sense, you are very wrong, good sir. And you
Because
just need to start over and read from the beginning.
And if that doesn't work, just tell yourself that how much sense it makes, and it'll make sense.
Yeah, have a couple of beers, maybe some vodka.
Maybe a little mercury while you're at it.
That'd probably help.
Just stay away from the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. The Didact smiled as orange pieces. We don't know what pieces they are, but they're pieces of something.
I think it's the shell that he was in.
Alternatively, they could be pieces of Ferb's upper skull.
Yeah.
Given how close Ferb is.
Yeah.
To click over his head, forming a helmet and armor. Flesh helmet, my favorite. Multiple alien warriors with swords and guns began to morph around them.
What?
The Promethean Knights.
Where the fuck did
Did they
these
morph
guys
out of-
come from? I thought it was just a singular dude hidden in the center of this planet.
Oh, you know what I got? I understand now. They had hidden themselves by morphing into the walls of the building they're in.
I think
I thought they were in the center of a planet.
Well, I mean, there's got to be walls around. I mean, if they're at the very center, then the pressure would just crush them. There's got to be something depressurizing the area.
Yeah, but it didn't say anything about a building. I thought they were just basically in a cave in like Sephiroth in the middle of Northern Crater in the center of the planet.
Maybe they were disguised as stalactites.
Yeah, there's nothing really telling us otherwise, though. I mean, it's not like they went to great trouble to make an engaging narrative. They just told us what everybody said, and then occasionally people do things. Usually stuff we already know. However, I would like to say, you should make Flesh Helmet my favorite a quotable. That is just too quotable not to say again.
You know, you're not wrong. I'm gonna make note of that so I don't forget.
Flesh
You know-
Helmet's my favorite. Best 4 words of
You
the
know, you
story.
say that, and the first thing I think of is the head of somebody's penis.
Yeah, see, that's
Oh,
why I
no.
like it so much.
Oh no, that's not at
has
all
a-
what I had in mind.
It has many meanings to it. It is so special.
A hot
I
dog and a
suppose-
turtleneck. You have to
I
cup it.
I suppose in that case it's up to interpretation.
Yes, that's what makes it so great.
Heaven help us.
I mean, last night we had glitter is a heck of a drug, but like this one's got so much interpretation. Didact. The Forerunners have returned. Stephen, Ferb, and Mabel boarded the Didact's orb, so it's not tiny anymore?
I
I
guess I thought it was at least person size.
I mean, I thought it was like a foot spherical, but even if it's like person sized, it's 3 people, 2 of them presumably larger than your average person, are boarding it? And are they just leaving behind the Promethean Knights?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, and what about the all the other troops that they had? Where are they going?
I guess they're just they're gonna stall the good guys, and they'll probably come back like an hour later to pick them up. Come back with like a McDonald's smoothie or something. Like, hey guys, we brought fraps. Good job fighting today. As it flew out to the Zerg fleet, leaving the unconscious group to die in the destabilizing interior of the planet. Oh, never mind, they're not returning with fraps. They're leaving their troops to die.
Yeah.
They woke several hours later. We don't know which group woke. Just one group woke. On a cliff on the planet. A man in a green suit with a large yellow visor looked over them. He was armed with an assault rifle weapon.
Not an
Man.
assault rifle, just an assault rifle weapon.
Maybe it's like a trebuchet constructed out of assault rifles.
We have to specify that the assault rifle is a weapon of some kind, because you would not normally assume that an assault rifle of some kind would be used as a
Chainsaw
weapon.
shooting chainsaws that shoots chainsaws.
Oh wait, maybe this is an Animal Crossing crossover.
Oh no!
As opposed to like an Apple dress or an Apple wardrobe, you got an assault rifle dress or an
Don't give
assault
them
rifle
ideas.
wardrobe. So
Don't
it's,
give them an idea.
Well, the whole point of this story is to give the author ideas for what to put in it.
I mean, also we're almost exactly 7 years after this particular story was finished, so the author is already working on a new project.
Oh, God.
So we don't have to worry about that, hopefully.
Are you okay?
Garnet, I guess. What happened? Amethyst. I think Steven beat us. Again. Bummer, man. Pearl.
Who are you?
Man. John 1:17. You can call me Master Chief. And then, all bold author's note, folks. Looks like the Chief saved the group. So now what happens? Now that Steven has secured the power of the Didact, victory for our hero seems slim. Who will win in the coming battles?
Flesh Helmet, my favorite.
Glitter is one hell of a drug.
That it is. It makes sense.
Hello, Unessential. Welcome to the whatever this is.
Yes, hello, welcome. Welcome, make yourself comfortable, pull up a chair, intoxicate yourself in some way, because God, there's no other way to go through this.
Just brace yourselves.
Hushi, are you ready to go?
Unfortunately, yes.
Alrighty, take it away, Mr. Hushi.
All right. Chapter 6. You know, straight off the bat. Anybody
Yep.
else ever play Jedi Power Battles?
No.
It was released around episode 1. It was such a fun game. They released it for like Dreamcast and PlayStation. But one of the funniest parts, like there were so many parts where like the sound was just not right or something was wrong with the game. Very fun to play, super buggy. But when you would go through the capital city of Theed on planet Naboo and save the Queen's handmaidens, they would all say the same thing. And that was, "Thank you for saving me." But the way they said it, it was always, and exactly like this, "Thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving me." You would get to, every time you'd rescue them, no matter what the craziness of the situation, "Thank you for saving me."
The same tone?
Just the exact same. It was the same clip. Like,
Oh my
they
gosh.
used to do the same clip, because, they just had a limited amount of space, but "Thank you for saving me." Just completely unauthentic. Just, we have no room for second takes in the world of Jedi power battles. You record it once, it's down forever.
And say it as fast as possible so that we can save space. Thank you for
Yeah.
saving me.
Thank you for saving me. I got my jaw wired together yesterday.
I told you, Steven, I wasn't ready for this.
Make sure you're talking as if you have like a mint under your tongue. Perfect.
We don't need the fucking money, Tony. Anyway, Chapter 6. Garnet, thanks for rescuing us, Master Chief. Master Chief, no problem. Dipper, did you see the Didact leave? Master Chief, yeah. Who's the big goober that released him?
He knows what it. He just knows what it is.
Right. You
Hey,
don't need to catch me
also-
up on shit. I know everything.
Also, why would Master Chief not like, "Oh, I know what that is. That's not good. I should go kick their asses."
You would think. But no. Our best friend, Steven.
That was said by Amethyst, by the way.
Yeah. Pearl. Turned evil. Master Chief. That's rough. I'm sorry, man.
That's a simple explanation, man. I'm gonna need more from you as to what happened.
I'll
Well,
take
that
your word
really
for it, man.
Oh, it sucks when your friend turns evil and tries to murder all your friends. Leaves
I
you
don't-
for dead in the center of a planet.
I don't get paid enough to do any more research on this. I'll just take your word for it, man.
Yeah. I'm just here with my squad. We
Fine.
was just doing some maneuvers.
That's why I'm here to wake you and why I didn't follow them.
I got the
Yeah.
munchies. You got a sandwich or something, dude?
Phineas, they have it easier. One of his allies is my brother,
How presumptuous.
Master Chief. Okay, that's worse. He held
No.
a finger.
No, this is simple and stupid dialogue. This is not what? My
He held a finger to his helmet. For some reason, Master Chief, tell the Infinity to arrange us pickup. Capiche? Theratul. Who are you talking to? Master Chief. Cortana. He pulled out a chip from his helmet.
Cortana, he owes me a favor. You scratch his back, he scratches mine, and nobody ends up with some shoes.
He's got some stones to mess with me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Hushi, I talked right over you just so I could make that joke. Go ahead.
He pulled a chip from his helmet. I assume it's not a crisp of some kind, and held it out. And a computerized woman, not a hologram, a computerized woman.
I guess he manifested an entire computer.
I guess. Woman. Hi! I'm Cortana! I'm an artificial intelligence programmed and designed by the UNSC.
Well, that wasn't
Is-
programmed. She was programmed.
I missed it, I'm sorry. I'm just so excited about meeting you. We're gonna be pals. We're gonna have a great time.
It's okay, Cortana. Get back in your manifested computer.
The Infinity is on it, as in it is way to pick us up. Dipper, I have a fleet of ships stationed over the planet. You can bring the Infinity with us. Cortana. All right. The massive... Oh, no, wait, that's not her still speaking. The massive spaceship known as the Infinity emerged from the sky, sending a small transport to pick up the group. I don't know why I read that so dramatically. That was the most undramatic statement I think I've ever seen.
It makes
I
the
also
story
like-
more interesting.
I also appreciate that it emerged from the sky as if no one could tell this massive ship was there previous.
It was way, way up in space and descended into the breathable atmosphere. That's how they saw it.
Right, like, it's big enough to be described as massive. Yet, no one noticed the fucking thing.
Well, maybe it was camouflaged by, like, people have their fancy camouflage, fancy patterns. What they do is they just make their ship on the infrared wavelength of light, so you can't see it until it's already there.
A few hours passed. A few hours passed. A few hours.
A few hours later.
A few hours passed, and they couldn't think of anything more interesting to do. Just a few hours passed. Fuck all of us. Fuck all of us. And the group was on the bridge of the Infinity, because obviously it was not important enough for them to cover what happened between the planet's surface and getting on the giant fucking ship. Amethyst. This is much more durable than that Hunter spaceship. They received a transmission from Hugo on the Predator ship. Hugo. Oh, thank Eon, you're okay. After the planet was destabilizing, I thought for sure you were goners. Garnet. We're fine. Tell Wolf to bring the fleet. Hugo.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox. I'm sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
That was really good. I liked it a lot. Hugo. I'm on it. The transmission closed. The captain of the Infinity, Thomas Lasky, walked forward, eyeing Dipper, which really unsettles me.
Is he eyeing him up and down, or is he just eyeing him? Which one, author?
Like, there's so much wrong with that one sentence. Just that one sentence alone.
It gets worse.
Dipper. What? Lasky. Why is a child here? Something like this isn't much too dangerous.
That's right, recognizing he's a child after that previous sentence.
Dipper morphed into his predator form.
I guess the good guy now is also a predator.
Right in front of the captain, which is an extremely poor idea that is very poorly considered. Like, if this man is armed, you would think that if he knew these predators, which he should know, being a captain of a ship in a known universe where these characters are recognized.
It's okay, it makes sense.
Prompting everyone to raise a gun up at him. Yeah, no shit. Of course it does, you idiot.
Wait, hold on. Does that include his allies?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Like, I'd spend enough time in this story.
Dipper, relax. I'm not going to do anything. Just proving I can be here. He morphed back into his child form. Everyone holstered their... I love how they just wait.
Oh, he's gone? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's put our weapons away, even though we were ready to kill him just a second ago, but...
Yeah, false alarm, everyone. It's cool. He's a kid again.
False alarm. We don't have to murder a child.
That's a lot of paperwork avoided. We're good.
On the Nemesis, Stephen, Mabel, and Ferb were floating over Sarah with Chaos near them in his castle, because we're supposed to know who the fuck all these people are and what's going on.
I thought you said Mabel and Ferb were flirting over Sarah and with Carlos. Carlos.
Well, I mean, to provide Husho some context, and anyone who wasn't present last night, I don't remember anything about Sarah, just that Sarah existed, I guess. Chaos, I think he has something to do with the Skylanders. I think he's an antagonist, and he has a mobile castle. Like, it can fly, apparently. Yeah. And in, like, either, like, sometime between chapters 3 and 4, he joined up with the bad guys.
Oh, well, alright. And the Didact near them in his orb, which I guess he took his little ball with him. Little hamster ball, I suppose. And a massive Covenant and Zerg fleet behind them.
Because apparently the Covenant, who told them to fuck off, is like, yeah, you got this, dude, we'll go with you.
He's like an easy pass.
Stephen. Sarah, home to the locusts and the lamb bunch. The one thing that to hinder us occupies the whole planet. Humans. Mabel, it's time to bring our new forces to full strength. Mabel. Finally. My xenomorphs have been getting restless. Stephen. My necromorphs as well. Let's bring everything we have down there. He opened a communication to everyone. I can only assume it means everyone in the entire universe.
Little Tiffany's back on Earth. She's trying to watch her cartoons, and then all of a sudden, ring, hello? It's just this same message.
She's like, what the fuck is this? I want a cartoon. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mom, I just got a call from an unidentified number, but it's like, I don't recognize these numbers.
Mom, Steven's being a dumbass again.
I think these are hieroglyphs in the numbers for the phone, the user ID.
He needs smacked again. Please, someone, please smack him.
I got cartoons to watch, and he's stealing the airwaves. I've been waiting all week for that Yugi duel.
It's the season finale. Come on.
2 hour special.
Mom comes out and she's like, it's just going to be a cliffhanger like every other fucking show on TV. It's just going to be a cliffhanger. It doesn't even matter if they renew it. It's all cliffhangers.
Meanwhile, she's got one hand on her phone. The phone's to her ear. She's like covering the microphone part as she says this, listening to the same broadcasted message.
And it's coming through over the phone to the broadcast. God damn it! Okay, I forgot where I was, but I will get there. Okay, here we are.
Communication to everyone.
Yeah. Chaos, Kerrigan. Kerrigan? Highlander in this shit too?
It was another one of the baddies we were introduced to. He came up from like a lava or something. I don't know.
The Protoss boss or something.
Yeah.
Or their enemies maybe from a planet called Char. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
The story isn't memorable enough for me to remember more detail. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound. Prophet of Regret, have you our forces on full power? Prepare for the invasion. Prophet, your forces will form the strength of the army! Prophet of Regret, I regret everything. I will have my elites ready.
Okay, so, what have they really offered any of these people that have joined up with them?
Well, I mean, I remember what they offered Chaos, but that's about it. I know they offered Chaos, like, they're like, hey, if you help us conquer many worlds, we'll let you have this one singular world.
Which is what you wanted to start with.
And then we learn at chapter 4 that world is, like, in ruin, so, like, what even is he there for anymore? They just destroyed his incentive.
Well, there's no real incentive, because when you have allies in a war, or any for whatever reason, usually there's agreed upon purpose that you're all going to commit to after said war is won by you all. So,
all right, guys, guess what? We're now allies with France. Time to bomb Luxembourg.
so for example, like World War II, for example, Hitler was conquering a lot of shit, and he had the Italians and the Russians helping him out. So, of course, the idea was they would all make territory progress. They would add to their holdings. That's what the alliance was, in simple terms.
Yeah, he appealed to their imperialism.
Yeah.
And he did that with Japan, too. Like, that was how he got them. He appealed to their imperialistic nature.
Yeah, and so that's what they got out of it. They got more shit. So, what are these guys getting out of this? Because I can't imagine they just sign up because it's the evil thing to do. Because nobody does that.
Well, say it with me. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Say it as you're hugging your knees to your chest and rocking
It
slowly.
makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
It makes sense, I swear. It makes sense, it does.
Oh god. I have egg foo young waiting in the kitchen with my name on it.
Yeah, we ordered Chinese recently. I had some leftovers for dinner, which is also more interesting than this story.
Okay,
See,
my
we're
frozen
going
yogurt.
back. We're going back to MIL. We're going back.
Frozen yogurt.
I'm
Frozen
just gonna,
yogurt.
I'm just gonna double team commentary and frozen yogurt here. I need something to handle this crud.
Yeah, you should do that. You should do that.